All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to a scene for Sept of the Howling Winds. This scene is ever so slightly backdated, doing a little of that wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey bullshit, and setting it not for today necessarily, but for the evening previous after the battle in regards to Desiree and the numerous Guru that were fought off the attacking pack, I guess. I haven't even watched that scene. I'm a terrible person. But all the same, several people have been grievously injured and been tended in. I mean, I wasn't there. I don't know. But what has happened in the meantime, while everyone else was doing some epic shit, is well, Binary's had a bit of a day. It's just been one of those days. Nothing's gone right. And so, though it is well past the time that she would normally return to Lefty to crash out for the night, Binary is ambling through the sept, covered head to toe in like a thick layer of mud. After all, it's been raining, and it's just kind of slogging along with this defeated posture, and yeah, just kind of sulking her way back to the skeleton of the treehouse.
I mean, the event. Yeah, I'm assuming. Yeah, you will find Lefty, probably, and Cole. Because well, Lefty is looking particularly fucked up. He's healed, but he has these 3 jagged stars starting from his pectoral, his ribs, touching right at the hip bone, lying there, kind of quite exhausted. You can actually hear him wheezing.
Yep. And Cole has almost an identical scar, starting from the same pectoral, not quite making it all the way down to the hip, but just the end of the rib cage. And likewise, he's sitting across from Lefty, very very casually drinking from a bottle.
From a bottle, you say?
From a bottle.
What manner of bottle? Are we talking like beer bottle or a water bottle?
Like
Bottle.
Damn it.
From like I'm derailed now. God damn it. From shit, a bottle of Jack. Fuck it.
Oh Jesus. We upgraded. Fuck the beer bottle.
We go hard.
Bottle.
Yeah. Binary has been on the verge of just having a teenage fit already, having had to dig herself out of one of her hidey holes because she didn't put a drain tunnel in that one. And it took a while, and now she's tired, she's covered in mud, and it kept getting blocked, and she was stuck, and now everything's terrible. So she will spot them both looking fuckered up, albeit not actively bleeding, but I imagine still wearing clothes that are drenched in it. And yeah, she breaks into like that awkward stumble run over and will plop down, probably over by Lefty. And you can already hear that whine in her voice. There's tears in her eyes. She hasn't gone full ugly cry yet, but it's coming. It's coming. And she'll reach out for like his sleeve and just be like, "You're hurt."
Yep, I'm pretty hurt. Yeah, nearly. Yeah, yeah. He'll just nod. Still wheezing. And like wincing every time he like turns to look at her, like putting his hands on where the scars are.
Oh yeah, she looks fucking ridiculous. She's drenched in mud. Her clothes are ruined. It's a beautiful beautiful mess. Beautiful mess. But you can hear like the breaths kind of starting to hitch, like, oh god, this is about to turn into waterworks. Oh god.
You look like shit.
I got stuck in the tunnel. It was raining.
Raining. That's where you are.
Like
He just nod. Like, doesn't look angry. He just looks more in pain.
I went to take a nap, and then when I woke up, part of the tunnel was closed, and it was raining, and every time I dug out, it kept filling with mud. And now you're hurt.
I'm fine, Binary. I'm fine. Close call, though. He just nod.
She's looking over at Cole, too. He is not spared from her, her very childish concern.
Yeah. Cole's kind of staring, like, at the wall behind Lefty. But as soon as he gets to the Metis stare, he leads the fucking stairs right back. No, but like, yeah, with the whole sort of, of having drunk out of the bottle, and just kind of looks for a second. His temples bulge; they wiggle a little bit. He clenches his teeth in his mouth.
It's the giant watery eyes.
What is this?
And she kind of snuffles and like wipes at her face, smears some of the mud, gets a bit off of her, but let's be honest, at this point, it's kind of that obnoxious thin layer that it's going to take a proper dunking and washing to get off. You're all fucked up. What happened?
Save your breath, Lefty. Save your breath. Sept got attacked. They were trying to get it, what's her name? Desiree? Was it?
Desiree.
Desiree. They were trying to get it Desiree.
Oh god, it drops further. It's so bad.
And
the ugly cry is cresting.
And yeah, there were 5 of them. Garo, it looked like.
Yeah. You should probably know, Cole. Desiree used to be kin from the other side.
Is that so? And he, with his free hand, like, pushes himself up to sit up a little more straight, and when he does, he winces. Even though, yeah, similarly, his scars having healed, but the pain not quite. And this says, we risked our lives for a rehab patient.
Alpha's decision.
Oh god. There's the kind of like dramatic overflow of tears. She's not making too much noise yet, but it's just like coursing down her cheeks.
To be fair, we've been trying to figure out a way to cleanse her. So, and the file docs has made a decision. I was still a cub, so I didn't have any input.
Well, I sure as fuck hope it helps. Because this is a new sept. You should be focusing on something else. Like making the cairn stronger, or fortifying it, making houses like you're doing.
Yeah, you think that, but yeah, when you get fucking incompetent guru, it spit and winces. Like, Cole's scars have healed, but Binary notice his haven't. Particularly, like the gigantic one going down his ribs.
Mm-hmm. And she's not touching it because she's gross. She's still like clinging to her shirt though with one hand and like rubbing at her face with the other. I mean, look on the bright side, her cheeks are a little cleaner now.
Right. Oh. That explains where you were then, Missy. You look over at her.
I'm sorry. I got stuck. I didn't mean to.
You got stuck.
There's like that ashamed little nod.
All right. First things first. Quit your fucking blubbering. Nobody died. We're all fine. This is gonna go away. This is what I fucking live for. This is gonna happen again and again and again. And if you cry every time, I'm gonna give you a reason to cry.
Easy, Cole. Easy. She's still a cop.
There's a bout of snuffling. She's making that what looks like a concerted effort to stop. It's not helping. But she snuffles and continues rubbing at her face. Kind of hunkers down like like she wants to curl up next to Lefty, but is kind of leery of touching him too much. Probably like flops over to where she's still holding onto his sleeve, but has like her brow pressed against his shoulder instead of anything else, really.
Yeah, we needed a third. Just nod wearily.
We did. But there's no use crying over spilled milk.
Oh.
And she finally just kind of points over. And it's like, that's not milk, that's blood. That's blood. That's everywhere.
I want to beat the shit out of you so bad right now, but I don't want to. It hurts to move.
And she starts kind of patting her pockets down. Like squirms over to continue like patting, this pocket, that pocket. Aha! And kind of hastily pulls out a pair of guys' breath talons and like just straight up like, since I mean Lefty's right there, kind of like half shoves the one into his pocket and thrusts the other one at Cole.
Yeah, Cole, snap up his free hand and catch him. Barely the second one, but definitely the first one.
I figure she probably only has two on her at a time, so she'll shove one on Lefty and toss the other to Cole, and then we'll worry about the others when she gets access to her satchel again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, just catches it then, yeah. Looks it over.
I'll do better. But just in case. No dying.
Well, at least we're in the front fucking lines, at least. You have to just say grimly.
I'm a little confused about something, though.
Oh?
That guy, Ryan.
Jesse?
That was Jesse.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, you were there. What do you think?
I mean, as soon as you got me out of it, out of the frenzy, he just was there, wasn't he?
As soon as we walked into the trailer, he just kind of right out of the Umbra.
You nod. Seems pretty strange. Might have a word with him.
Well, hopefully when you're better. Either way, if you want a hand, I got you.
Ooh. I mean, it should be a simple explanation. He's meant to be a guardian, so I'm sure he had a very logical reason for being in the Umbra, but my duty as a fucking father dog is just to have some questions.
He nods.
I'm sure he'll give me the answers I'm looking for, even though if he does lie to me, I swear to God, I will put a stone in his mouth and uppercut him so hard.
Yeah. Nia laughs. He chuckles enough to the point of where he's showing teeth.
And he kind of points to Binary, like actually booping her nose. Like his hand shakes because he's lifting the hand, but where the scar is.
Yeah, there's been a backdrop of like childish sniffling.
You need to get bloody clear, Missy.
I don't know how.
We gotta go on some sort of dangerous fucking mission or some bullshit. So, I think I have just the thing. Remember that weird Shadow Lord woman? What was her name? Shadow Things, whatever. She's missing. She went off east. Maybe we'll go look for her. You, me, Cole. Maybe Abel too. Fuck it, Abel's capable.
She rubs her face. Is Bamboozle still missing?
No, they got him back.
Okay.
Although there's that person you can actually take a look at who's doing all sorts of crazy shit online. Maybe we can all have a gander at that and beat the shit out of them.
Ooh, let me check my blue booking to see if I got a reply on that. I have not.
Maybe we can. I know your one went east, so maybe if we track her down and she's east of the city, see what the fuck's going on. We'll all go check it out, kick some ass, get you some shit, and then you can be clear and we can start making this fucking pack.
Isn't it kind of weird for the urge to get all big and important by smashing their face into stuff?
That's the Cole and I'll do the smashing of the faces. You keep us alive.
Okay.
Give good advice and shit. I don't know. Plop, plop. Like taps her on the head.
Tell me something, Binary. He has the gook gook gook. that awesome little sound of lips separating from glass bottle. If I can. There we go.
Yes.
And so tell me something, Binary. You said you got stuck Did you did you fix your tunnels?
And she looks like she's kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop, but there's like a slow, sheepish nod. Most of the rest of them are connected together, and I have drain tunnels that go out to the lake. But this was a new one with a little chamber in the bottom for me to like nap in, and it didn't have a drain tunnel.
Oh, glad you could fix it, and I'm sorry that happened to you.
And she kind of pauses for a second, like it takes her a second to reply, like she's waiting for some other little gotcha thing. But when none is forthcoming, she firms up her expression a little more, loses a bit of that little baby lip wobble thing she's got going on, and nods a little bit. Thanks. Kind of looks down at herself. I should go jump in the lake.
That'd be a good idea.
Oh,
You look over Cole. You should too. It'll probably relax the muscles.
all right. I'll leave this here with you. And he
Nod.
he gets up to his feet and braces, his free arm on the wall, shifting not his form, but his position to like do a weird kind of shimmy. Awkwardness of not being able to use his full range of mobility. And finally, gets onto his feet and he plops the bottle right into Lefty's lap.
And Piner will likewise, with less difficulty, obviously, go ahead and kind of clamber up to her feet. Though there's a pause, seeing as Lefty's apparently not feeling well enough to even get up and trot down there with them, and something of a concerned look.
Just give it a thumbs up. You kids have fun. He wheezes. Like, do you know that sound if you've ever heard someone who's broken their rib before? It's that type of sound.
And yeah, she kind of pauses and like reaches a hand down as if needing like just the reassurance of touching his hand again before planning to make to move anywhere.
And he'll just lightly tap her wrist. I'm fine, Binary. Go. Bosh, I'll just lie here. Probably curl up and die for a bit.
Yeah, well, that'll help. Sure help me.
You just nod weakly.
And yeah, she's a little bit stutter-stepped at first, but we'll go ahead and glance over at Cole to make sure he's got that mobility, and kind of start towards the lake.
Yeah, no, he's not even gonna like ask her permission or anything. He's just gonna like plop an arm over her shoulders and lean a little bit. Not like enough that would impair her movement, but just enough.
And yeah, she actually takes to it all right. Makes sure that she measures her pace a bit to match whatever he's able to do. Which, let's be honest, even when beat to shit, he's probably got a better pace than her. He's got those little legs.
Oh.
And yeah, she'll she'll guide him down to the lake, make sure she takes like one of the actual trails as opposed to like kind of going pell-mell beeline. Because the last thing he needs right now is rough terrain.
Mm-hmm.
And he will find that comically, especially as they get there and whenever wherever he happens to pause and finally take his arm off of her, and his arm is now somewhat muddied. Thankfully not Terra bad, but you know, if he has sleeves, they gonna stain. And she won't even bother taking her clothes off. She just kind of wades in, pardon, to like maybe a little over knee deep, and then comically, instead of going into deeper water, just kind of flops over in it.
Yeah, and Cole does take a little bit of extra time to take off his shirt. He'll groan and bitch and moan about it as he takes it off with his non-muddy arm, still getting mud all over his shirt. And yeah, he'll slowly walk his way in until he's about waist deep, and he'll just kind of like sit down for a second with his free hand, get little swaths of of water, and like splash himself with it.
She'll tentatively end up following him out, though probably not, but so deep to the point where she can still sit and have her head poking out so that she can brusquely, well, rub the worst of the mud out of her clothes. Her jeans ain't never going to be the same. But yeah, she'll slog out the worst of the mud in her hair and whatnot.
Binary.
She kind of pops up her head, water sprays around as her like bangs fly.
I'm still new. I get it. I know I can be a dickhead, but I do it for the right reasons. You'll figure it out someday.
And there's a tiny nod, and she'll look down at the water. She seems very leery of going, but so deep. And even if she comes out to the waist deep stuff for him, to where it's like somewhat more deep than that for her. Maybe not chest height, but it's definitely there's a height difference going on. It's kind of comical. Even when she gets out to the point that it gets over waist deep, she kind of has her hands out as if she's like worried that at any given point she might have to tread water. And at one point, like, reaches up and like slicks back the soggy, brightly colored bangs. Yeah, everyone says I can't do stuff, but nobody here stops me. So I guess if you're from other places... She kind of shrugs.
What do they stop you from doing?
Oh, nothing. Not here.
You just said they stop you from doing things.
Oh, no, they don't stop me.
Oh.
I just kind of say what I want, and I do stuff, and they, shake their finger, and then I just do it again anyways.
It's a new sept. You don't have discipline, I guess. I don't know. I still don't know everybody here. But no. No, you gotta learn somehow. And if they're just gonna baby you, you've heard the story about the lobster, right?
She kind of blinks.
No? Okay. Right. So, the lobster is a crustacean. Means when it grows, it has to molt its shell. It has to slip it off. When it gets uncomfortable from growing too much, it has to, jump out of its shell, and it's weak. It's pink and it's soft and it tastes great in butter.
She seems to be tracking until the tastes great in butter, and she kind of there's the tentative little lopsided grin.
But it hides under a rock until it grows a new shell. And it's a stronger shell. And it fits better. And it helps them guard from predators all the better. But if it doesn't change its shell, it doesn't grow. You see what I'm saying?
And she again adopts a bit of a shamefaced look and kind of looks down and nods a bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Come here. And he gestures with his arm. If she comes close, he'll get her in a one-armed hug.
And yeah, there's like that little frowny face of like it's definitely the angling for affection little frowny face. And yeah, she sidles into his reach and gets yanked in. Probably with, the theatrical kind of act. Thanks for helping, Lefty.
Somebody had to. He's all right. He's all right.
He's my family.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that.
Are we really gonna have to do this all the time?
Yeah. That's that's what we do. This, and he gestures to his scars. This won't always be you. This isn't necessarily your job. But there are gonna be times when it might be. But we're gonna count on you to be there when this does happen.
And yeah, the eyes get all big and you see that little tight frown of like, gonna cry. I'll do better.
Gives her a pat and squeezes her a little tighter.
She'll fight it down, kind of swallow it. Rub like vigorously at her eyes, just in case anything gets out. Can't let him see her crying again.
Mm-hmm.
Being all stoic and shit. And yeah, she'll kind of draw herself up in that like adorably like obviously this is the strong pose. It's really not that impressive, but you know what? She's trying. A plus. I'll stop hiding as much. Won't stay in the tunnels anymore.
He nods.
It was stupid.
No. These tunnels are probably useful. Think of it this way. If the Sept gets attacked and everyone dies, there's one safe place. There's one safe place where they can't get anyone. And you made it.
I'd have to make the tunnels bigger.
There you go. Well, hang on. Before you go off on that, does Lefty have a TV?
She kind of blank faces for a second. I don't think so.
Dude, get us a TV. Or make one. Whatever you guys do.
She kind of grins. Where are we going to put it? Like, there's not even a house yet. It's not wired.
No, but he's making one, and like, there's gonna be space for one, at least one.
Okay. I'll get a smart TV. They're way better.
A big one, a really, really big one.
She kind of grins in that conspiratorial fashion, like, gives the firm little nod, like, yeah, I got you. Serious business. Mission accepted.
All right, we're all clean, and Lefty needs us. So,
And yeah, she kind of perks up a little bit and gets more alert, gets more in the here and now, and looks back to shore, and if necessary, will actually shuffle sides to the one she was on when he was leaning on her previously.
mm-hmm. And a few steps out, now that he's not as weighed down by soggy clothes, he'll give her a pat and slide his arm off a bit. Just yeah. Gotta grow that new shell.
I mean, his shell sucks.
Shiny.
She seems kind of startled by this counterpoint.
Touches his scar a little bit.
You're not supposed to poke it.
Gotta poke it.
No, you don't. You don't poke the open wound. That's bad.
Lefty probably poked it.
That is also bad. You're both bad at this. Like, kind of bats at his hand if it's still hovered up there, like he's gonna do it again. Like, no.
And he just chuckles a little bit, puts his hand down as they head back to Lefty.
Yeah, by the time they get back, they'll actually see one of the cubs, Kate, running off after chatting to Lefty, which establishes what happened earlier. And Lefty is fast asleep.
Oh, shit. Did he leave us any? Looks at the bottle.
Yeah, the bottle is completely full. You can tell he tried. You can tell from Lefty's drink that he tried to drink it and he spilled it on himself. Because obviously wounds and shit. But there's a good portion of it left.
Probably stung like a motherfucker.
It did, yeah. It did, yeah. That was in that scene. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lefty is awkwardly curled into a ball. You can tell he's trying to avoid, probably before he fell asleep, to avoid the side that the scar is on.
All right. Well, we're not going to be seeing a whole hell out of him for a few hours, so do you want something to eat?
And she's very blatantly torn because Lefty's he's just laying there on the ground. But food, but Lefty's just laying there.
Oh, come on, we're not going to have a group nap session, are we?
Kind of blinks at him, kind of blankly. I always sleep by Lefty.
All right, fuck it. And he stumbles his way in, and very slowly and as quietly as he can, gets down to his knees and rolls onto his side, and lays a couple of feet away from Lefty on the ground.
And Binary will seem torn for a moment, and then we'll almost grudgingly we'll go ahead and shift our way down to Lupus. And yeah, she does not give a couple feet. In fact, if anything, after giving herself a bit of a shake and trotting around and getting at least a portion of the way dry, have most of the water wick off, she'll actually curl up her splotchy little body probably directly against Lefty's back, where she can't do any harm, but she might keep him a little warmer.
Yeah, he's fast asleep.
I suppose that is probably as good a place as any to close it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I will say thank you, players, for playing and watchers for watching. We'll see you the next time we've seen for Sept of the Howling Winds, Werewolf Venue.